Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before I show you what we're making, we are having a designer Sipperies paper sale. All of the standard DSP, the 12x12 and 6x6, is on sale at 15% off through the end of June. And I've showed this before, but there is 13 sets of paper that are on sale at 15% off. So if you in need of paper, this is a great time to get it. Also, until the end of June, we have a joining offer. You can get your starter kit for $99, and you're going to be able to pick $155 worth of product from the catalog to build your starter kit. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up!, please send me an email and we can get together and talk. You don't have to sell product. You don't have to have parties. You don't have to do videos. You can just sign up to get the discount and be a happy shopper. So if you have any questions about either of these, please let me know. So this week, since we are approaching Father's Day on Sunday, I decided we are going to make some Father's Day projects. And this is the first of the three. And we have I'm trying to say so you don't have too much of a glare from my foil, but it says, "Dads, you are the coolest." And we have a nice bicycle on the front, motorcycle, and one inside, place to write if you need more room. You can put another piece of paper on the back to write, and a little wrench on there. So this is what we're going to make today. We're going to change out the colors a little bit. We're going to put a different verse on it and do a couple things differently. So first I'm going to show you how to make the motorcycle. Now I've done most of the pieces, but I'm going to explain what I did and we're going to assemble it, okay? So let me set this over here. So we're going to go through the pieces, and I'm going to grab the set. We're going to be using Legendary Ride, and we are using He's All That because this one I wanted to say wishing you a happy Father's Day on it. Since this did not say that in here, Dad, you're the coolest works as well, but I wanted to use this one on the second card. So, in the set, there is dies. I'll pull out the dies, and I've got all the pieces cut. Now, what I did is I took little pieces, figured out how much paper I needed for each of these pieces. This one here, I figured out how much paper. I just cut a little piece of paper to cut that out. These are my two wheels. I figured out how much black paper I needed and just cut a little square out. So once you figure out how much of each color you're going to need, then you're going to want to put it on some adhesive sheets. Now, I just peeled up. I still got half of it here. I've made two of these, and I still have enough probably to do another one. Oops, stuck in here. I just started peeling on one side and laid out and then just cut around my pieces of scrap paper so I didn't waste any of my adhesive sheet. And then I ran it through the die machine. I tried gluing one of these. It does work. You can do it. Fine tip glue works good on it. I used the Tombow, but I did put it on a sponge. So I cut out all my pieces. Now the first piece I cut out is the base of the motorcycle here, and that one is in Smoky Slate. I wanted a light gray in the background. I'm going to just put things back as we go here. So the next thing I cut out of Boho Blue, this is the frame of the bike, which is right here. This is the frame. And then there's the wheels. You see I got the tape on the back. You see it on this one real easy. This one, there is no tape on the back. This one didn't need it. So we'll put that on dimensionals. These are the two wheels. And I'll try to hold these up and see if you can see the detail in those wheels. All of the parts, you can see lots of detail in there. See where the headlights and all the fenders are and stuff. So I did that. And then the inside of the wheels, I did out of foil. And so look in your stash. There is foil available on the online exclusive, the silver. I'm sure many of you have that. This would also work if you had some silver glimmer paper or some white glimmer paper or something. You could use gold too. Who says you can't use gold? But I cut 2 of the wheels out. And then this is the motor piece. And I cut that out of the foil. So we have those colored. And then out of Blueberry Bushel, I cut out these 3 pieces, which are right here. There's 2 fenders and the seat. And I thought they were the same piece, but they are not the same piece. If you look here, this one has a mark on this side, and this one has a mark on this side. And that's important because it corresponds to what's on this piece. And we'll show you when we get going. So anyhow, those are the pieces I cut out. So I stuck them on the adhesive, die cut them, and now we're ready to put it together. So we're going to start with this piece here. And I found it easier to work my way up and build from the bottom up when I put this together. So I'm going to do my wheels first. And just line these right down where the wheels go. Just like that. This is where your picky tool, take a pick tool, comes in handy to lift the sticky off. But this really does helps keep this project very clean too. Then we need our tires to go on our wheels. There's the first one. But you could build your bike any color you wanted. But I decided to do blue. Come apart. There we go. And you see this is much easier, especially when you're using the foil paper. Do not have, so we have this much done. I could zoom this in a little bit. You can see a little closer what I'm doing. Okay, the next piece we're going to lay in is this piece here. Now, it does actually fit in a certain way. It fits in this direction here because it fits in, you're lining up right across here. You see where the seat, this is the seat portion. You're lining up right across the top like that. Took me a few minutes to figure out which way everything went. Get this down a little closer and line everybody up and try to keep my head out of the camera. There we go. So that's what we have. I know there's glare. Okay, so next we have is the blue part of the bike. And you notice I left all of this right in here, the adhesive back. I pulled these out, but I did not want the adhesive to come off, so I just left it. And which is fine. It's just, if you're building it right after you put it on, it doesn't matter. But I left it there because I did cut it out a couple days ago. So start one piece and then just slowly be gentle about it. I guess I could get this in so you can see what I'm doing. Be gentle about lifting it off because some of these are very narrow pieces in here. Like that. And then we're going to line this up, and I'm going to start by lining up this in the center here, in the front and center of the wheel. Lining up the handlebar. You can see, you can almost see where everything's supposed to go. And then the bottom here. And this one's going to line up just where it's supposed to be. There we go, right so far. Next is the seat. And the seat goes right here. Just like that. It's sort of fun playing with this. I guess I'd like to do paper piecing, and this kind of stuff is like playing with old paper dolls. You know, if you're my age, you played with paper dolls, I'm sure. You may not have, but it's a good puzzle. Get my finger unstuck here. Oh, sorry about the noise. My kittens have discovered that Mom has disappeared into the office, and they're not happy. So we'll see if they quiet down in a minute. Okay, remember I said there was the little mark here, and there's one. Hang on, pick this one up. And this one has it on the back side. If you look here on the tread here, there's this one. So this one goes on this side, and this one goes on this side. If you try to do it the other way, they fit, but not as good. Now you don't have to build the motorcycle. You could just stamp him and cut him out, but it's going to go right over the blue there. Also helps give some really nice dimension to this. I'll hold it up first, let you see it on the side. Ooh, maybe we got lucky. She gave up. That was Smoky. She's my whiner. So that's our bike. So if I hold it this way, you can see the dimension we get on there, I think. You can see it there pretty good. And the shine. Now, if you don't have mirror card or foil, mirror card will work too. The Cosmic mirror card would probably work really good, except mine's not arrived yet. It's in the shipment that's coming. That would work. If you really, really wanted silver and you did not have a foil, paper, silver, you could take a piece of any color cardstock, put over a piece of aluminum foil, and I would take and use the sponge technique with the glue and put a fine layer of glue on the paper, put the foil on it, make sure it's really flat, fold it around and hook it to the back with some tape or glue it down, but use thin layer glue, make sure it's dried really, really well. Then cut your pieces out, and that should work just fine too if you did not have the foil paper. Okay, so that's another option. And if you want to use the foil paper with the kitchen foil and you're not sure, send me an email and I will walk you through it, because it is very easy. I probably should do a video about foil, but I haven't yet. So let me get some parts out here so we can do some stamping. So we have a lot of parts, and I should scoot this back out. Excuse me. So this time, instead of using a circle, we're going to use this die, which is this one here, and this is out of He's the Man. So that's where we're going to stamp our verse on. We're going to do our stamping in a minute. So first, let's do our scoring of what we need, and put part of this card together so it's a little easy to work with. This is a piece of Boho Blue. Now, the last one I did on Blueberry Bushel. So we're just sort of reversing the colors. And this is 11 by 4 1/4. All the dimensions and all the products I listed will be listed below. So sit back, enjoy the thing, have a drink of something. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. And we are first going to score on the 11-inch side at 2 3/4. And then we are going to score at 5 1/2. And that is the extent of scoring on this one. Grab my bone folder. And then that one back the other way. So we're just doing a simple Z fold card. Not a double, just a simple Z fold. And then we have some layers to go on. This is Blueberry Bushel. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have the DSP, which is Blueberry Bushel. This one had polka dots and stripes. We went with stripes, and this is 5 by 3 1/4, and that's going to get mounted there. And then we have 2 more pieces of Blueberry Bushel. These are 2 1/2 by 4. There's 2 of them. And we have 2 pieces of DSP that are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And those are going to go like that. And I was going to use, just one moment, I was going to use my seal, but I have a hunch I might have left it in the other room. I have. So we're using glue. I was going to try to use seal again. We're trying to get along. So we'll use a little glue instead. And we're going to glue all these on. Try not to drop them. There is 1/4 inch margins on this card. Now, if you didn't need a Father's Day card, you could turn this into a really nice birthday card. So, give it to another man in your life. We don't make, I think we don't make enough masculine cards, but, you know, I tend to make the ones I need and not many more. So we're going to mount these in here like this. Make sure that your stripes are going the right direction, unless you want them going the opposite like that. I don't. I want all my stripes going the same way. And like this. So there's the base of our card. Now it's time to do some stamping. Push this off to the side and let it dry. So we need to stamp our verse that's going to go on the front here. We need to do our envelope. And then we need to do the front of the card and the inside. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring these in so you can see them. I've done, this is for the front here, this one. This is Boho Blue. This is approximate 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, approximately 4 1/2 by 3, and this one is, oop, got them mixed up, sorry, 4 by 2 1/2. I took, these are the Deckled rectangles, and I've taken in the 3rd one, 4th, and 5th. So just going down one at a time in size, okay? That's for the front. Now for the inside piece, this one is the same as the middle. We wanted it smaller than the large one so that you would not see it from the outside of the front of the card, okay? And I cut one of those out. So, and then this was the die from He's the Man. So, we're not stamping. We're going to do a little blending on that. We do need to stamp on these. So we are going to grab our Blueberry Bushel and our small motorcycle. Make sure I've got it good and covered. And I'm letting it sit because there's so much solid there. I want it to sit so it really looks really nice when it's stamped. That's it for that piece. The envelope there's a little wrench in there. I thought the wrench would look cute in the corner here. So now we have a little wrench. And the last thing is wishing you a happy Father's Day. That looks good. And now we're going to do a little blending with some colors on the front piece here. This was the smaller one. I grab a piece of scratch paper I had around here somewhere. And these are the 4 square decorative masks. We have 2 masks, but this is the square one. I'll show you these. So we have, this one has lots of little squares. Beautiful filigree. This has some makeup plaid, and then this one has, you could center this in there and get that to go through there pretty good. But we're using just the little one here, and we're not going to heavily blend this, but I wanted some little bit of background behind it, behind my motorcycle. Well, so much for putting that back in the bag. I'll deal with it later. So I'm going to take a blending brush and some Boho Blue. Excuse me. Kitty hair. If you have pets, you know what happens here. I'm just putting some Boho Blue on here. And I'm just going to take anywhere, and I'm going to sort of turn it at an angle. I don't want them straight up and down. And I'm going to just hold this. Like I said, I'm not... And I'm just going to hold this with my fingers and just lightly go over this. If I don't hit all of them, I don't care. I think that's probably enough. That's what I wanted. Just a little bit of background on that white. No, it wasn't much. Now this, I will just set on this paper upside down, and I will take this into the kitchen and wash it off and put it back in the package later. Set it off to the side right now. I also have one other thing I wanted to do is I decided I wanted a little bit of Boho Blue on the edge of this. So I'm just grabbing this, just going around. You can put as little or as much as you want. I just didn't want the edges to be stark white. Oop, a little bit. We'll just call them tire tracks. I just wanted to grunge it up a little bit. So, hang on here. I have ink all over. Just one moment. But so now we have that, and we have our pieces all made. So let's finish the card. So we'll take our pieces that we cut out, and sort of center that in there like that. Blue, our little dots, like that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and mount this on the front. And I'm going to use dimensionals to do this. I know how wide my card is. So I'm looking here. I should have about 3/4, no, not quite 3. Little, about a 1/2 inch on each side. Just take the visual references to where I want my dimensionals. Because you want to keep them all the way to the side. Now you don't have to use dimensionals to print this on if you didn't want to. Let's put that one there and there. And we'll put that up here. Up. Make note of where my dimensionals are. Trying to make sure I've got this as straight as possible. Looks pretty good, and no dimensionals sticking out, so we'll set it in. Now this piece here, we're going to set behind here, like this. You've seen me do this on other card styles. The easiest way is when you want something on the inside to hide, you put it behind the piece, and of course, fold down. Give a little rub, and there's our nice piece there that you're not going to see from this side. Okay, now this is going to go on here, and he's going to go about like that. I'm going to use some dimensionals on both of them. I know this, my card, I'm using a lot of dimensionals because I know it's going to be hand carried. This card is actually for a friend. Anybody that knows me, my father passed away a few years ago. And so I normally would turn these into birthday cards, but I've been asked to do Father's Day cards by some friends and family. So that's what I'm doing. But like I said, if you don't need a Father's Day card, turn this into a masculine birthday card. Or make the pink, like purple and pink, and turn it into a feminine card. You know, not only all men ride motorcycles. Years ago, I used to ride motorcycles when I was younger. And I loved it. And I know there's several other women I know of that ride. Now this is going to go towards the top. And about like that. Yep. Now if you get off back under here and you've already got one layer, you may have to put a second one in. But I did not. So, anyhow, so that is our card. So this is the first one. This I actually used Smoky Slate as my background. But I really do think I like the Boho Blue color in the background better. This one's Dad, You're the Coolest. This one's Happy Father's Day. So, thank you for joining me today. We are going to have 2 more Father's Day projects. There is a card on Wednesday, and then on Friday is a 3D project, which can be used for anything besides, if you don't want it for Father's Day, it can be used for anything. So, with that being said, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Ring the little bell so you're notified every time I upload. If you would like to order any of the DSP while it's on sale, please visit my online store. And if you have any questions, please send me an email. I'd love to help you out. So, with that all being said, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.